I don't even know where I was going with that. I'm gonna have to start back. Okay, I'm start again because that was bad. All right. 3, 2, 1. Hey guys, welcome back to another Gimpy's Gal Guesses. I'm Gimpy's Gal. If you're new, hi, welcome. I hope that you'll enjoy this and you'll stick around and hit the subscribe button, give us a like, hit the notification bell, all of those happy, things that everyone talks about. I hope you'll do that at the end of this video if you enjoyed it. If you are a returning subscriber, hi, welcome back. Happy to be here. This is, oh, he told me and I'm already forgetting. I think this is the prototype. That's what it is. This one is a prototype. And I don't know the company. Plague Island Games. So they sent this to him. It's called Sparta. So I do like that. That's very Greek? Sparta, Greek? I don't know, I'm probably wrong. I like to make myself look like an idiot, and apparently Gimpy likes editing the videos that I make myself look like an idiot on, so I'm not even gonna hold back anymore. I'm just gonna full force my stupidity onto the internet for the world to see. Get a good laugh. All right, it says, Sparta, command the fate of an empire. The box looks very Grecian. And then the back, we have take command of Athenian or Spartan forces in expansive conflict to rule the world of ancient Greece. So I was right, it's Greece. It's designed by Stuart Tong, Carl Huber. The cover artwork was by Christine Ridgway. Players 1 to 2 players, ages 14 and up, 2 to 3 hour playtime, and it does have a solo mode. Again, this is the prototype, so I've not handled a lot of prototypes. I would imagine that things may change slightly, but this is generally what it should look like when it is published, is my understanding. So let's go ahead and open it on up. So that's the back, the front. And I'm not going to make the mistake I made last time. By the way, we still, it took Gimpy an hour to figure out how to get everything back in its place after I dumped the box everywhere and everything went flying. That was so stupid. All right, so we have Dear Reviewer. All right, so yeah, this is a prototype. And it does have this. It says there's a few issues you should be aware of, and then it lists what they are. So I'll just read them really quickly. 1, the tokens are laser cut, so they may be sooty or burnt and may leave the residue on your fingers. This will wear off, but you can also handle the pieces with a tissue to speed this up. 2, the dice are not custom made as they will be in the final version. Read the rolls as 1 equals a failure, 2 and 3 equals blank or no effect, and 4 through 6 equals success. 3, influence are cubes and discs. Discs represent full control, cubes, single points. 4, the plastic standees weren't a good fit. Your copy has miniatures, so because of that, we may not have included the standees. Please use the miniatures in place of those counters. 5, the models are 3D resin prints. They are brittle and may shatter into teeny tiny pieces if dropped from height or bent. They do not bend. They are representative of what we expect to make, but the production models will bounce and be much more forgiving. So it just kind of tells you a few things that are definitely going to be different when the game comes out. So that is cool, so they know. So we have a packing peanut. There were a bunch in there. He tried to get some of them out, but there's still some in here. So let's grab these out here. Another packing peanut. So you get 2 packing peanuts that are loose in the box and 2 that come in this little thing here. The rest you don't need. I'm just kidding. All right. So here's the board. All right, and it says the counters, which looks like the counters are already they don't smell. I've seen counters, here they are, before that were laser cut, and they have this kind of wood burny. They don't have that smell where you can kind of smell the burnt wood kind of timber smell. Yeah, there's a little bit of black coming off of them, but nothing crazy. So if that bothers you, they tell you, but again, this is the prototype, so yours likely won't have that issue, but they may, because I think a lot of games cut their counters like that. So these are some of the counters here. These 2 big guys here, which look like Grecian statues of gods or something. I don't know who, but that's the guy that looks like he's holding a bowling ball behind him. Excuse me. And then a woman, and she's holding an owl or something. So these must be, it says 1 to 2 players. These must be 2 of the maybe people you play as. Because it said you like lead someone. There's 2 different, what did it say? You can either lead Athenian or Spartan. So I guess that is Athena. And then the other one is a Spartan, is my guess. So I don't know a ton about Greek mythology, but I know enough. So that looks like a Spartan and then like Athena. Isn't that a god or something? I think. I don't know. And then some of the other counters. Oh, there's 2 more bigger ones. Probably their like weapon of choice, or like how Thor has the hammer. Maybe this is like what Athena and the Spartan have. I don't know. But that's what that looks like. Same on both sides. But those are also like that bigger. And then looks like a harp and a cornucopia. I think that's what that is. Oh, look, some grapes. That is very Grecian, right? Grapes and money. Ooh, that's very clever use of it. Money on one side, grapes on the other. Some shields. And then just like a barrage of different symbols and tokens, as you can see here. So those are the tokens. Didn't say how many are in there, but decent amount. Okay. Excuse me. Here are the discs and the cubes, or some of them. There's some red ones, and there's 2 red 6-sided dice in here. And I guess the final game will have custom dice, but right now you're just using, or there's 3 6-sided dice in this red bag. And then there's discs and cubes that are red. It did say that the dice for the prototype are going to be different than what the final game. The final game will have custom dice, so that will be a little different. Blue, same thing, disc and cubes with 3 blue 6-sided die. I always, like, it doesn't matter how many times I have this conversation with myself through the camera about is die singular or plural. Like I have 1 dice or I have 2 dice. So I have 1 die. So die is single. I don't know, singular, whatever. All right, there's a bunch of these. I'm not going to open these because it said that if they're dropped, they could break. And I do not want to be responsible for that. Little tear in a map is one thing. Destroying a miniature is totally another. So we have, I'm guessing like a rule book here. Looks like some player aid. So this says solo play. Yeah, these are like, there's 4 here. So you have this one here, which says solo play. So if you're going to do it, it tells you like what to do, I guess. And the back, same thing. Yeah, this is like for the solo. But there's 2 copies of that. So I don't know why there's 2 copies of the solo play thing, because you'd be playing by yourself. So you don't need more than 1 copy. But that's what that is. And then there is a military matters. So these look like player aid type of cards, and there's 2 of each. So there's 4 total, but there's 2 kinds. So these like this. Okay. Then we have, I guess this is a rule book. Yeah, I'm getting the black. I don't know if that was already on there because it kind of looks like marble, so it's probably not from me, but it's hard to tell. But it looks like marble, so I'm guessing that's the look they were going for, to get the like Grecian aesthetic as marble. So my guess anyway. All right. So yeah, this is the rule book. And then we have the game board. We'll look at that in a second. Okay, so it said that there was something about the stands like are different in this. So I don't know, but these look like boats or people, different things with different numbers on them. And they do have the little plastic stands. If I read the paper correctly, this is going to be different in the final game. It said the models are 3D resin prints. Okay, so that's what these are. And it says the models can be used in place of the standees. The ship markers are intended to be Fleet 1, 1 sail, Fleet 2, 2 sails, and Fleet 3, no sails. Bluefoot is, horse is Army number 1. Sword is Army number 2. Spear is Army number 3. Redfoot is, pointing sword is Army number 1. Spear is Army 2, and Swordman is Army number 3. These... Basically, it's saying that these and these are interchangeable. That's what I'm guessing. And there's two different, like, there's blue and there's red. And so you have, you know, all of these, but in little standard form, I guess. So that's what those are. I'm guessing these will not be in the regular game because it said they're not a good fit. So they may or may not have been in this prototype. They were in Gimpy's prototype, but I'm guessing they will not be a part of the regular game. So that's not super important for you to see. And then the miniatures, like I said, I'm not taking them out because it did say that they are brittle. The final copy of this game will have a little more durable pieces, but obviously for a prototype, you're not gonna, you know, put your best foot. Those can be expensive, especially if they're really good quality. So they were very cautious in that little note to let you know these can break, so be careful. So I'm not gonna take them out for that reason because I can be clumsy and I do not wanna break them before he even has a chance to play them. But I'll just show you them in the package a little bit closer. Looks like these are some Spartans here. This one is like a battling Spartan, and I can't tell, that's like a boat, I think. Yeah, in a boat. It's hard to see some of these, but I'll try to show you what it, okay, this one is like a Spartan on a horse. Maybe you can see it better from underneath. More battle, yeah, some of they just look like battling like Spartans, and I guess the red is Athenia, the blue is the Spartans, maybe. But yeah, then you see you have these two ships here. Very like Grecian Thor looking. We do have some cards, battle cards. So it's like battle cards and Sparta. So I don't know if they are just testing out which artwork they like better, but if you can see, there's like that artwork on some of them and then this artwork on others, but they look pretty well the same on the back. So some of them are a little bit different, but these are the cards that come in the game. They were all like this together. So yeah, like this one is veteran warriors. Choose and promote one of your assets. If all of your assets are already experienced or you have none, draw a battle card. And that is on the back of the Sparta card. And then we have setup card for the Theban War. Battle card says Allied fleet withdrawn. Sea battle, reduce an opposing Allied fleet asset. If none, to reduce, gain 1 battle strength instead. Then you may reduce your Allied fleet asset to gain 1 battle strength. So just to give you an example of a few of those, there's quite a few of them. They were all just kind of mixed together. So I'm gonna leave them just the way they were. I'm back. Okay. Then there is this bag here. Actually, I should probably like, okay. Then we have another bag of cards. They're like thicker. They look like people are on them, but there's some different ones. So we have, this says Cyclades, and it has that boat on it. They're like really thick. Attica, I know I've heard some of this stuff before. It's given me, like I said, very Thor, Grecian, Greek mythology, Sparta, Hellespont, with the coins on it. Sparta. Huh? It has pink on it. I've never seen one with pink. Ionian Coast. I like those colors. You just don't see that often in games. And then Boeotia. I'm not even gonna try. Not even gonna try. So there's that in here, and then some bigger ones that look like this. Crete, Persia, Megale, Hellas, Thrace. Is that all the different kinds? Yeah, and then these smaller cards. Woo! Just throwing them everywhere. So some of them are just like a person front and back. It's a little bit different, so like you can see that one, he looks a little different than he does on the back or on the reverse. So there's some of those. Then there's some, oh, they all have that guy on it, but they have different names. Weird. And you have some of these that are red. So I'm guessing that these go with each side. Some with the Spartans, some go with the Athenians, whatever they're called. So yeah, so there's those. So it's gonna be super hard to guess because it's a prototype and it's not really organized and it doesn't tell me exactly what everything is. So I'm guessing like what it's for as well as how you use it. Usually I just have to guess how you use it and I know what it is because it tells me, but this is a little different. So then we have these three, like, they look like a player aid type of thing, but it helps you to keep track of stuff. So this says Treasury, has Army 1, 2, and 3, and then Fleet 1 and 2. Looks like this, and on the back is just artwork. And then we have another one with a different color, 2 of them with different colors. So yeah, they're the same, they're just different colors. If you can see right there. And I like it has play sequence on it. And then they have their different like symbols for each of the 3 teams, I guess. And then when we flip them, it has all the teams different like boats or ships or whatever. So that's cool. So those are like some player aid, like to help you keep your things organized. And then the game board, which is very thick and it looks pretty big. Insert Gimpy's pervy comment. Okay, so here it is. It says turn track, which is up here, I guess. I don't know, it says turn track, but I don't really see a turn track, but okay. Gosh, there's so much on here. It's very colorful. I like the colors. So I guess these are the different people on each team. Elites, skirmishers, and cavalry for each of the Spartans and the... I keep forgetting what the other name was. Athenian. Army strength, Navy strength. Then we have different places. So we have like the Megali, whatever. Sicily, Ayatollah. I'm probably wrong on that one too. Thessaly, Attica, Cyclades, Ionian coast, Thrace, Macedon, Persia, Crete. Yeah, and then we have allied fleets at the bottom. We have this battle strength chart over here, and then it just says the name up here, Sparta by Plague Island Games. So that's the board. And again, it's very thick and colorful. So let's do like that, like that, like that, that, and that. Boom. See? And that's everything in the box. Like I said, this bag, I don't think is going to be in there. If I'm wrong, Gimpy will correct me, but from what I read on this paper, I don't think these are going to be in the final game, so I'm not really going to show you. But everything else should be. The only other thing that's going to be hugely different is the quality of the miniatures is going to be better, and then the dice are going to be custom dice. So other than that, this is what you would expect, generally speaking, if you get this game. So it's a Greek game. It's 1 to 2 player, so it's not a lot of players. It's in Greece. I don't know what time it would be. I'm guessing like 1600s. We're just going to throw that out there because it sounds like a good guess. And I will say it's the Athenians and the Spartans against each other in Greece in the 1600s. 1665 to 1672. I'm totally just pulling that out of thin air, so. But it is very Thor, very Greek, and I like that. The names, you can tell, I mean, so many of them are very familiar because of Greek mythology or different movies I might have seen or whatever over the years. It looks very well made, and this is just the prototype, so I would imagine that when the game comes out, it's going to be very impressive because just this prototype is like, this looks like a completed, like I would never know this was a prototype if he didn't tell me that it was a prototype, or if that letter wasn't in there that also said it was a prototype. I probably would think it was a regular game because it looks good. Like there's nothing about this that says unfinished. It looks really well made. The theming is cool. I love that one counter that was grapes on one side and money on the other. That was really cool. That stood out to me. But yeah, this is Sparta. I am Sparta. So that's exactly what this is. It's basically 300 or Thor in a game, but not really because none of those people are in it. But you know what I mean? It's like that theming, that look, aesthetics, that's what you get. So I hope you guys enjoyed this. I'm sorry for the tangent at the beginning and for my itchy throat and all that. This was a mess, but please forgive me. I really think this is going to be a cool game. I don't know when it's going to come out. Gimpy will let you know. But again, this was the prototype that they sent him, and I have to say I'm very impressed. Very impressed. Never heard of Plague Island games before. I don't know if they are a newer company. I believe they are. But again, if I'm wrong, my apologies. I don't know a lot about this stuff. So please never be offended by my ignorance. It is true ignorance. But I've never heard of them before. But from what I've seen in this, very impressed. So I hope you guys enjoyed this. And yeah, I will catch you in the next one. Bye, guys. Sparta. There you go, B-roll. I did want to really quickly just throw this out there because Gimpy won't do it, but I feel like I kind of need to because this is my field. We're dealing with some stuff with the VA, and we don't really know which way it's going to go, but it is pertaining to my caregiving for Nate, if you didn't know, or for Gimpy. If you didn't know, I'm his full-time caregiver. I was appointed by the VA as his full-time caregiver when his seizures and memory issues and balance issues all started to really affect his day-to-day life, which was back in, I want to say it was May of 2012. And I've been in the program ever since then. He has had his rating changed. It was originally some low rating, and then when his seizures began, we had it upped and it was increased to 100%. And then we had to do it again and have it increased from 100, which you would think 100 is it, but it's not. From 100 to 100 P&T, which stands for permanent and total, so that our kids could qualify for insurance, because before that they did not. So his condition is pretty much what it is. It's probably not likely to get better. In fact, I've noticed, and he's noticed, it's gotten worse over the years. So my duties and roles in his life as the caregiver have only increased as well. So it came to a shock when they tried to say they were revamping the program to make it more accessible to more veterans. I'm sorry, I have an itch in my throat. I am so sorry. They revamped the caregiver program. Under Trump's administration, he donated his first month's or his first year's or quarter, I think it was first quarter's salary to the program. To the caregiver program. That's the program I'm in. And excuse me, it was around 2018 that they decided they were going to change it and they were going to expand it. So I'm what they would consider a legacy participant, meaning I've been in for a really long time. In fact, we've been in for 10 years now. And they began reevaluating the legacy participants, and the way it was explained was basically just like, we're just reevaluating you because you haven't been reevaluated in a while, paperwork, red tape, that kind of thing. Anyways, long story short, they redid the program, they reevaluated us back in December, and in February we were told we're being kicked from the program. Basically they were saying we didn't qualify under the new parameters that were set forth. But the new parameters very specifically say they either need to have need for assistance for some things, or I'm not going to get into all the details. I'm sorry, I'm already gone way longer than I intended on this. Bottom line is we qualify. We more than qualify. And regardless of what they say, his need for me here doesn't change. So even if they drop us out of the program, I'm still going to have to be here. All they're doing is chopping off our legs and basically making us choose what bills we pay. So we are going through our second appeal right now. Our first appeal was approved. They agreed with us, but the first appeal basically just gave us permission to continue the assessment. It's so stupid, but it's the VA. So we finally did finish that, and the very next day they called and said, you're in, but you're being dropped. So it's dropping us a level, which is a huge blow to us, especially with the economy already affecting everyone as much as it is. To take such a huge cut to an income is devastating. And so, yeah, so we're in this holding pattern while we work on this appeal and hope that they agree and just keep us where we're at in the program. It's the same we've been for 10 years. Nothing's changed. In fact, it's gotten worse. So if anything, I should be upped, but I'm at the highest level. So that's not possible. But the point is I shouldn't be being kicked out. I was told the other day 90% of legacy participants are being done the same way that we are. So it's obviously something at the top that is trickling down, and they're screwing over veterans and their families, and specifically wounded veterans who you have to be combat wounded. It has to be a service-connected injury for you to be in this, and that's a very small percentage as it is. So this is a very small niche group, and they're screwing us over royally. So if you see anything about caregiver stuff, or if you hear anything, any petitions, anything like that, please sign them, whatever you can do. And I don't know if he still has a Patreon. I honestly don't remember, because there was so many things going on with all those different, but whatever thing he has where you can contribute to the channel, if you can do, even if it was just like 50 cents, like anything helps. And there's so many of you guys now on this channel that like 50 cents a month from everyone would be amazing. So I'm just throwing it out there. If you can donate, or if you can do one of his subscription, again, I don't know if he has Patreon or if there's another one that he has, but I'm saying this because I feel like I need to look for a job now, even though I can't, because let's be real, I haven't worked in over 10 years because I've been here with him. We have 4 kids now. If I tried to go back to work, number one, I don't have a college degree. I don't have work experience for the past 10 years. So if I found a job, it would not pay enough to cover a nurse, because I'd have to hire a nurse to come and be here with him. And I have to hire childcare for my younger kids. I would never make enough money to cover that. It wouldn't be worth it. I would lose money to do that. So the basic gist is we're gonna lose money. We're gonna lose things and possibly have to leave the house because we wouldn't be able to pay for the taxes and the HOA. And so, yeah, so I'm sorry that I'm kind of going on a long tangent. He may cut some of this out because I'm just stressed about it, obviously. But I'm sorry, I just had to mention that. So if you can like, subscribe, share, you can contribute anything, amazing. If you can't, liking and sharing is more than enough, and it's free. I understand everyone's struggling, so please, 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 if you can't donate anything, that's totally fine. Like, I get it, you know what I mean? But even just liking and subscribing and sharing, that does help. So if you can do that, if you can't donate something, at least like and share and subscribe. Really greatly appreciate it. Let's jump into this before I get too long-winded, and I apologize for that long, boring intro, but I had to say that. So anyways,